Hi there, and welcome to Kids Storytime with Iffy. Today we're reading Afro, the Girl with the Magical Hair, and we're reading chapter 5. The Wandering Prince. One day, a man from a neighbouring kingdom got lost in the forests of Yackiland. This man was named Prince, even though he was not really a prince. Prince liked to explore the forests around his kingdom and the neighbouring kingdom of Yackiland. He enjoyed wandering amongst the trees, spotting birds and small animals, and discovering wild fruits. But on this day, Prince wandered too far. He only realised he was lost when he tried to get back home. After trying for hours to find his way out of the forest, Prince grew tired. He collapsed at the foot of a large tree and decided to take a nap. Maybe this would help him to clear his head. Prince was slowly falling asleep when he heard faint singing. I often dream of a higher place, where the world can see my face, and my big huge hair will be loved for all its flair. That's only my care, but I'm stuck down here. I often dream of a higher place, where the world can see my face, and my healing powers could be used to grow the flowers. That's my only care, but I'm stuck down here, and that's not fair. He opened his eyes and sat up. Who could be singing such a beautiful and weird song in the middle of nowhere? And the really strange thing was that the song seemed to be coming from the ground beneath him. Prince put his ear to the ground and could indeed hear the song even more clearly. He stayed still, listening to the singing. Suddenly, there was a sound of dry leaves being trampled by hurrying feet. Who else could be walking about the forest in such a hurry too? He quickly got on his hands and knees and crept behind a bush to hide. Peeking from behind the bush, Prince saw a woman in simple clothes. She had the most hideous patchy hair he had ever seen. There was something familiar about the woman, but Prince was not sure what. Prince scratched his head as he stared after the woman's figure, and then it hit him. That woman was the Queen of Yackiland. Even though she was not dressed in her royal robes, Prince recognized her. Now Prince was even more puzzled. First a singing voice from the ground, and now the Queen of Yackiland creeping around the forest in ordinary clothes. Prince watched her as she came to a thick patch of scrubs. She parted the bushes and shouted, "Afro, Afro, let up your hair." A dark cloud suddenly appeared and lowered the queen into the ground. Prince was so shocked he had to keep from shrieking. He rubbed both his eyes and then he pinched himself for good measure. Had the Queen of Yackiland just disappeared into the ground? And just minutes ago he had heard a singing voice coming from the ground. What was going on? Prince waited and watched from his hiding place behind the bush. As the minutes passed, he wondered how many more strangeness the day would hold, but nothing could have prepared him for what happened next. The Queen of Yackiland appeared from under the ground with a big, shiny afro. Prince was shocked, but as the Queen crept out of the forest, he remembered he was still lost and followed quietly behind her. He knew that by following her, he would find his way out of the forest. So guys, that's the end of chapter 5. Stay tuned for chapter 6 on Kids Storytime with Iffy. That's it for now. Bye!